Sam, that's a big weekend in sport.
It is big. Thank you, Webby.
Cheers.
Well, the US state of Florida has earned a reputation for its sometimes bizarre and often hilarious lawbreakers. Now there's an actual Florida man games. Events include beer sumo wrestling, the pool noodle mud duel, pork butt eating, chicken coop bingo and a bike theft obstacle course.
I wanted to do an event where you could live a day in the life of a Florida man without going to jail for it.
Organisers hope to make it an annual event. Boggo Road was the hardest time a prisoner could do. Ahead in flashback, the protests, riots and breakouts. Why is the public still locked out?
And at the moment it's 26 degrees here at Manly. I'll have the forecast for the week ahead coming up next.
On 7 News, how 2 Harvard-trained doctors are turning the battle for weight loss on its head. No surgery, no anaesthetic, no medication. Just swallow a tiny capsule and walk out 30 minutes later. Now in Australia, patients losing 10 to 15% of their body weight. On 7 News Monday.
The hit novel and Netflix show Boy Swallows Universe has piqued renewed interest in Brisbane's Boggo Road Jail. Aside from the events in the book, the heritage-listed prison has long been the setting for endless dramas. Sharon Gadella reports.
The riot broke out without warning about 11 o'clock, and for the next 3 hours, a dormitory known as G Wing was completely taken over by the jeering prisoners.
Boggo Road was built in 1903, and even after modern additions, it continued housing inmates. Occasionally, some climbed onto the roof, like Whiskey a Go-Go bomber John Andrew Stewart, others to protest conditions.
I'm prepared to die if it gets some changes!
In 1988, inmates spent a week on the roof demanding an inquiry. Even prison officers had some sympathy.
Terrible place, no running water, no toilets. Inmates did it tough, so did the officers. To be honest, it's a cesspit.
Some inmates chose escape, shimmying down bed sheets, disappearing into surrounding streets.
All we were told is just keep your door locked, love.
Perhaps no escape was more brazen than in 1991, when inmates crashed a truck through the front gate. Armed robber Harold McSweeney spent weeks on the run, eventually surrendering to a 7 News crew.
Are you unarmed?
No gun.
All right, we got him, he's here.
Just a year later,
Boggo Road is now closed.
the modern additions were torn down. The old jail was heritage listed, open to the public and even used as a film set. The jail closed to the public in early 2022 for construction of the neighbouring Boggo Road village development. It had been expected to be completed by late last year. But for a variety of reasons, work is yet to begin. It's not clear when the jail will reopen. Jack Sim has been operating tours at Boggo Road since the late 90s. He's keen for lockdown to end, especially given the success of Boy Swallows Universe.
Our social media, our phone, our internet is being hammered every single day from people wanting to book in a group, hire the jail for a function or to just come and experience the prison.
Onto the weather now with a man who also has some family history at Boggo Road.
Yes, Sam, I've only just found this out, but my grandfather during the Depression actually spent a night in Boggo Road charged with murder. Thankfully, it was mistaken identity and he was released the next day. Now, let's get back to the weather, and that overnight rain is clear. We've had beautiful blue skies down here at Manly. Great conditions. What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, let's get into the maps, and the rain is clear, but we've still had a few showers across inland parts of the southeast today, but we've had this beautiful cooler southeast wind change that we can feel on the water here at the moment. Top temperatures much more comfortable, around 29 degrees at Redcliffe. Across Queensland today, heavy rain in the tropics has eased, with flooding also subsiding around Tully. Some heavy showers near a trough are sitting just offshore from the central coast, but otherwise it's all pretty quiet. Tomorrow, more patchy storms remain in the tropics, but no focal point for any heavy rain like we've had over the past few days. Skies continue to clear up over southern Queensland and for much of the southern half of the nation. That's mostly under the influence of a high down near Tasmania. Around the nation tomorrow, all relatively settled. Sydney and Melbourne both with a possible shower on the forecast, 28 and 21 degrees respectively. Adelaide dry on 29. Back to northern Queensland, a few showers on the east coast, most likely for Cairns and the north tropical coast, while the biggest storms should remain well inland. Mount Isa 35 degrees with a chance of a storm. Over southern districts, a passing shower for Rockhampton, Gladstone, Maryborough and Gympie, but not too much in it. Roma, sunshine up to 36 degrees. In the southeast for your Monday, a few more sunny breaks returning. Not completely sunny, but hopefully a few more shadows out there. Still the odd shower possible, but it'll be dry most of the time. Starting to heat up again as those skies clear. Bayside spots here pushing up around 30 or 31. Boaties, southerly winds to 15 knots on the bay early. They'll swing more east-southeast into the afternoon. So in Brisbane, a 40% chance of a shower, but I'll be leaving the brolly at home myself. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 22 up to 32 degrees. Looking further ahead, we dry up and should stay dry for a while. That'll be a nice change. 23 up to 31 degrees on Tuesday. In Ipswich, more sunshine returning through the course of the week. 34 degrees on Thursday for the last day of summer. Gold Coasters, also a run of clearer skies. 30 Thursday, 31 on Friday at the start of autumn. And on the Sunshine Coast, well, the change of season won't bring a cool change. Tops of 31 degrees on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Sam, I know you'll like this forecast. A bit more sunshine on the way this week.
I do love the sunshine. Thank you, Tony. Well, that's all from us this Sunday. Thanks for your company. I'm Samantha Heathwood from all the team. Have a good night.